Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. So I'm just walking through the parking lot, and I find a penny and then a quarter on the ground, and that's usually a sign of good fortunes. And as you guys know, I'm in a little bit of a turbulent situation with my struggles in my dating life, and nothing terrible. I mean, all of the people I've met are great, and even the ones that didn't turn out, like I got a lot out of them, but a lot of turbulences, right? So, for example, I don't need to tell you guys that most of the people that I'm dating have to juggle 2, 3 jobs just to survive. So there's a lot of rescheduling, and then it makes me wonder, do they have cold feet, right? And usually it's not the case, but it causes me to it causes my emotions to go into a roller coaster. Then there was the girl that she said that she lives with her mom, and she had mentioned that her mom was sensitive about the condition of their home, and so maybe I could come over a different time, something like that. I had dropped her off at her home, and she said her mom was sensitive about the condition of the home, and in fact they still haven't put away the Christmas trees, and it uh, it made me wonder, did she have other ulterior things that she was hoping to say and was saying it in a polite way, right? And then there was you get the idea, right? A lot of turbulences and all that, and as a result, I haven't been eating right. I haven't been sleeping right. Um, just the other day, I noticed I had fallen behind on some personal matters. I uh, I forgot to pay my phone bill even, and I don't know. I hope I didn't miss any. I was waiting for an important call from a job I applied to, and I realized the phone hadn't rang all day, and then I realized I hadn't paid the phone bill, and that's the kind of drama. That's the kind of drama I run into. I had and then there was the matter of my investments. Yesterday, I got a chance to put some money into my Roth IRA, in large part because I had been so busy dating that I fell behind on my Roth IRA. Like, for the first time, I'm catching up on last year's Roth IRA. I usually get ahead of that. Usually January, I'm already maxed out for this year's Roth IRA. Now I'm catching up on last year's. Can you believe that? And uh, and all the rest. Uh, so I'm hoping the God of Lights will bless me today and help me catch up with, especially get my eating and sleeping rhythms back in sync again. I haven't felt this messed up in years. My PhD advisor used to be really upset about my eating and sleeping hygienes. She would complain that I had just woken up 5 minutes before we needed to meet. I had a really nice office when I was working on my PhD. I often slept there, and we would need to meet. It could be 11 o'clock, noon, and I would literally wake up 5 minutes before we needed to meet. And that really upset my PhD advisor. And you gotta remember, at the time I was broke. And so every time there was free food at the campus, I would often eat in a very uncivilized way, and she was really upset about that too. I really feel I've regressed back to those days again with my recent dating situation. Now, my PhD advisor was didn't really support me dating. You got to remember, back then I didn't have very good tastes with dating either. And one time I had my second year at the PhD program. I got seriously taken advantage of by a girl, and I almost dropped out of school. And my PhD advisor was so upset. And she told me how she hadn't met her husband until she was 28 years old. At the time, I was 23 years. She said there's no rush. She went on her first date, with her husband when she was 28, and no rush. And her husband was like 33, I think. And so my PhD advisor was basically saying no rush. And the following year, I had written several additional chapters in my PhD thesis, the unexpected results that I had gotten. And one day, I had misplaced my laptop computer, and I was so upset because I needed to see my advisor the following day, and I had lost so much work. I went on to this was back in 2011 when this was still popular. I went on to Craigslist to buy a replacement laptop, because at the time Walmarts weren't open 24 hours. I desperately needed to redo a bunch of stuff, and this student, also at RIT where I was going to school, had one. He said he could meet me tomorrow, and I told him, I'll give you $100 if you could cover. He was selling it for like 40, 50. I'll give you $100 if you could do it tonight because it's kind of an emergency. And I got the laptop and I scrambled away to get back on track. And while reprogramming a bunch of stuff, I discovered a result I had missed previously. And the following day, I went to see my advisor, and everything would have been good except that I was so sleep deprived. And my PhD advisor was very pleased at the result, but she said that, we don't want to pay your medical bills. Why don't you take it easy a little bit? Go out with a girl that you like or do something that you like. And it gave me a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling that now we're on the same page again. Now she realizes that, life is important too, right? And so that was good. But these last couple of weeks with the regression in my eating and sleeping hygiene have really it feels like I've regressed like 15 years of progress. It feels like,